Okay, what's up guys? Jordan Bain here, Chewin the Fact, episode 11. Today's topic of conversation is letterbox drops. Letterbox drops versus Facebook ads. Okay, so what I want to basically discuss with you today is comparing the two, essentially. So a lot of real estate agents, of course, do a shit ton of letterbox drops, and I'm not here to say that letterbox drops are a waste of time. I'm certainly not here to say stop doing letterbox drops. All I want to run you through today is the comparison of letterbox drops to Facebook ads. Okay, because for me, being a traditional real estate agent for a very long time as well, and now trying to focus more on, I guess, new age marketing and new age strategies opposed to traditional strategies, it's really important for me to mention to begin with that with a 10-year real estate career and now a 5-year marketing career, and obviously still running them both simultaneously. So I've obviously still got a real estate agency with, you know, a few offices and whatever else. But obviously at the same time, with my marketing business, what we've done with our marketing business and more importantly, our marketing strategies is we've taken the traditional approach of real estate prospecting and marketing, and then more importantly, paired it with the new age of social media. Okay. So let me explain. Let me break this down for you a little bit further, and that'll give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So let's say, for example, that you nurture a farm area of, let's call it 5,000 properties, right? Now, we all know that out of those 5,000 properties, typically about 5% of those will sell every 12 months or will transact every 12 months, right? So what most people do is they focus on delivering, say, 1 or 2 letterbox drops to 5,000 properties a month, right? Now, if you're doing that, great. The issue is most agents don't have the resources available to them to even do 5,000 letterbox drops a month, okay? Because ultimately, look, number one, it's obviously expensive. The cost of printing is incredibly high, but also there's the cost of distribution. Now, on one hand, you can pay someone to distribute those flyers. On the other hand, of course, you can distribute them yourself. Either way, it's either costing you financially or it's costing you with time, okay? So that's why, look, my team, they still do letterbox drops. I'm not gonna say again, I wanna repeat again that I'm not against letterbox drops, but in terms of accelerating your personal brand, in terms of accelerating your introduction, and more importantly, maybe even reintroduction to the marketplace. Obviously, there's a lot of people who you've probably spoken to over the last 3, 4, 5, 10 years of your career, buyer inquiry, open home attendees, who purchased through someone else, who you may not be in regular contact with anymore, right? So it's important to try and saturate that market as much as we can. Now, in a traditional sense, most people focus on letterbox drops, right? Now, if you want to accelerate your personal brand, if you want to accelerate your reputation, if you want to accelerate your authority in that farm area, let's be real, you really probably need to be doing letterbox drops every single day, because ultimately, if you're doing it any less than every single day, you're competing. It's because it's such a saturated space. There's so many different agents shoving crap in people's letterboxes these days. And of course, at the same time, there's other marketing material, you know, local businesses and cafes and mowmen and maintenance people and whatever else, always jamming things in people's letterboxes. So you're always competing for space. You're in competition. In letterboxes, you're in competition. You're not in isolation, okay? However, I'm a big believer of letterbox drops if you do it this way. Let's say, for example, you have 5,000 properties as your farm area. To accelerate your personal brand into those 5,000 homes, you would need to do 5,000 letterbox drops every single day for about 12 months straight. Now, I'm sure we can all agree that in 12 months' time, if you did that, as crazy as that sounds, in 12 months' time, your personal brand will be through the roof. Because it's virtually impossible to saturate a market that much at scale and not increase your personal brand or your personal awareness, okay? Again, let's rewind. If you did 5,000 letterbox drops every single day for 12 months straight, someone do the calculations for me, God knows how many letterbox drops that is. God knows how much that's going to cost you in printing and distribution and time. But if you did do that, your awareness goes through the roof. As a result, you're inevitably going to get a handful of leads, a handful of listings as a result of it, right? Again, not feasible in today's property climate, mainly because of the cost of time and finances to be able to get that job done. So let me explain the new age letterbox, okay? We no longer need to use the traditional physical letterbox as a form of distribution. Still, you can add it to your arsenal, don't get me wrong. However, what I want to introduce you to is the new age letterbox, which is the news feed, okay? The news feed is where the majority of people get their information from. The news feed is where most people spend the majority of their time. Let's be real here as well. As soon as you put something into someone's letterbox, apologies for the camera here for those watching on YouTube. As soon as you put something into someone's letterbox, first thing they do, what do? You grab it out, you put it straight in the bin, hopefully the recycling bin at the same time. So if you do that, majority of other people do that as well. So you know, as an agent, the majority of your marketing is wasted. So the ROI is nowhere near good enough to continue doing it at scale, okay? So if you know, based on what your behaviors are, you know that you put it straight in the bin, why do you keep doing it, right? Because everyone else is doing the exact same thing. Now, I know some people are going to probably argue and go, oh, well, look, even if they pick it up, their subconscious mind will still see your face, your name, your personal brand, whatever else. Sure, there's probably a fraction of people who do, but what about the times that there's 20 pieces of marketing material in their letterbox at once? They're just gonna dump it all straight in the bin. They're not even gonna look at it. So their subconscious mind doesn't actually resonate with your personal brand, okay? Whereas the news feed, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, it's irrelevant. In the news feed, they can't toss it in the bin. They have to physically see your name, your face, your personal brand, your message, whatever your call to action is as well. And that's going to build authority in their mind. Okay, does that make sense? You're subliminally building your reputation, you're subliminally building your awareness and your authority. And if you can do it consistently and effectively enough, you will eventually stay top of mind, okay? So again, with letterbox drops, you're not really trying to get immediate sellers, because let's be real, if you put something in someone's letterbox today and they're looking to sell next month, they've already chosen their agent, or at very least interviewed who they want to interview, right? Or shortlist who they want to shortlist. So the chances of you forcing your way onto a shopping list for an immediate seller is pretty rare, okay? So majority of the time what we're doing with letterbox drops is we're marketing for people who are selling in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Now, if you don't continuously shove something in their letterbox on a regular basis, and once a month or once a fortnight is not regular, they're going to forget about you, okay? So there's a fine line here though as well to keep in mind. It's important to obviously stay aware or stay top of mind, but there's a fine line of integrity that we're always trying to tiptoe as agents between showing up too often or being there too often and just pissing people off. We're all familiar with that. I probably do it to you guys in your newsfeed as it is. But at the same time, there's showing up too little and just wasting your marketing money or wasting your ad spend, you know? So the big thing that we need to focus on as real estate agents, and this is where marketing for real estate is so incredibly different compared to traditional industries, like, you know, if you're a plumber or a dentist or a doctor or whatever it might be, the frequency is less relevant, okay? So, yeah, where was I going with this? The big thing to keep in mind here is you need to stay top of mind. So what we want to do is we want to target people who are selling in 3, 6, 12, even 18 months, who cares? Stay top of mind. Be there, get in front of them now, but more importantly, stay in front of them day in, day out until it comes time to sell. The beautiful thing here is with social media marketing is you can track people's behaviors. So if people look at your digital flyer, which is in their news feed, the great thing is Facebook tracks that data, tracks that behavior, tracks that activity, which in turn gives you data to feed your brand consistently to people who are actually going to engage with you. Meaning, no longer will your ads or will your marketing material go to people who aren't actually selling. Or more importantly, isn't going to go to people who are tenants or, you know, those old ladies that are getting carried out in a pine box. We've all had those conversations before. So all of a sudden now you can build a real estate centric audience, people who know your brand, who know your face, who potentially already trust you as well and have some reputation in their subconscious mind. So my camera has been a bit of a pain here. So what you want to do is continue to do that, okay? Be the agent before they need an agent. The beauty about the digital letterbox opposed to the traditional letterbox, newsfeed versus letterbox, that's pretty much what I'm talking about here. If you do 5,000 letterbox drops a day for 12 months straight, it's probably going to take you 12 months non-stop to increase your personal brand, to increase your awareness, to increase your reputation, your authority, everything else that goes with it, your trust, right? If you do it through the newsfeed, we can accelerate that in 3 or 4 months, okay? And the best thing is there's no printing costs and the distribution is instant, which means the distribution cost is also a lot more cost effective as well. The ROI becomes a lot greater. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. That's what I talk about a lot with a lot of my clients as well, is the difference between the physical letterbox and the new age letterbox, which is what I'm referring to as the newsfeed, Facebook and Instagram. So hopefully that makes sense. I think the big thing you've got to probably keep in mind here though is don't market to people who are selling tomorrow or next week or next month. They've already chosen their agent. They've already shortlisted who they want to shortlist, okay? Market to people who are 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even 12 months away. Get in front of them now, but more importantly, stay in front of them day in, day out until it comes time for them to sell. If you're consistently top of mind, you have a subliminal message in their subconscious mind, you will give yourself a greater opportunity to get in the door when it comes time to sell. Utilize the new age letterbox and stop using so much of the physical letterbox because it's a saturated market and you'll just get forgotten about, okay? Again, I want to quickly recap there that very fine line though between showing up too much, pissing people off, not showing up enough and being forgotten about. We typically try and work off a frequency of about 15 to 22 times per month, depending on the market, depending on the competition, depending on the turnover, okay? So if you can hit people's news feeds 15 to 22 times per month, any of you people who are on Facebook who have seen my brand all over Facebook, you'll know that you're probably seeing my ads every second day, if not every day at times. That's what we do. I'm building a subliminal message in the back of your mind. I'm always staying top of mind for you if you're looking to improve your social media. And when it comes time for you to decide on a social media marketing person to go with or a team to go with, Jordan Bain miraculously pops into the top of your mind. That's what I'm trying to build. Brand equity. That's what we want. Brand equity. Remember that. Hopefully that helps, guys. We'll see you soon.